Without God, just hold on, and not let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on, and not let go. The price just a step away. Just hold on, hold on, do not let go. Just hold on, and not let go. What we all get to see and don't you know? The first just is started on you know this, the point of no return. The first just is voice on radio is calling out to you, my brother. The first just is saying get up, stand up, and don't give up the fight. Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the surface of this very planet Earth that Chukwokika Biama created. On this very day, Monday, the 25th day of January, in the year of our Most High Elohim 2021, with the time now standing at precisely 3 minutes past 7 p.m. in the glorious and blessed land of Biafra, I welcome each and every one of you. Above all, I welcome the youths of Nigeria, those of them who are from the Middle Belt ostensibly, and also our Oduduwa brethren. And as I welcome you, allow me to encourage you to also welcome other people right across this very planet that we inhabit. We are live and we are direct. As I said, today's day is 25th day of January. The time now is 4 minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are. That is how you know we are live and that we are direct. And as always, heaven, that gave us a message to give to the living, is presiding over our affairs this evening, as he has always done. Today is a very special day. Today is a day of mourning, that is true, because people fell in Olo, innocent civilians. The cowards killed them. They couldn't come to the bush to look for us. They decided to go to the streets of Olo, killing innocent people. Cowards they are. Cowards they are. They know we are in the bushes defending our land and our forests and our farmlands. They decided to go into the town. Hope Uzodinma sent them to kill innocent people. But today, we have given them, it's just an appetizer. Oh, it's just a mobile appetizer. We will serve the main course very soon. As I told them, if your brother or your relative is at Obinze and they come out on the streets of Olu, they will die. It's a very simple promise. And today we kept our promise. We are not going to deviate from our protocol. We must acknowledge all those who are listening all over the world. All of you listening right across the surface of this very planet, be it via IPOB, community radio, Radio Biafra app, tuning, just name it, on satellite, and also on Facebook. They must know that we are serious. 2021 cannot be like any other year. We promised them we have come to die for what we believe in. Now they understand how serious we are. Hope Uzodinma feel sorry for you. Another dead man walking. I will catch Wike. What I will do to Wike. Any ear that hears it will bleed. I swear to God Almighty. Our Lord can never be any other will be. I'm telling you, the zoo has fallen. Now they will know. We will hunt their children all over the world, wherever they are. Now they will see madness they have never seen before. Now they will see madness, the real madness. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I lead the largest mass movement on the face of this planet Earth. Determined men and women, prepared to give up everything in pursuit of what is right before God and before man. We are the indigenous people of Biafra. Chukwu Kikabiama said, if you cannot defend this very land, then you have no right to exist. And that is exactly what we are doing. We have come to fight every form of banditry and evil. If you think the army can come to Biafra land again and kill civilians and walk away free, you are dreaming. If they come, they will die. Let us call upon heaven to take its rightful position this very evening. I am going to pray a prayer of David, because we are nothing without Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, that gave us this very mission. The hardest mission in the world is to set Biafra free. The hardest task on this earth, because most of them are born ingrates. Some of them fathered by Janjaweed during the war, or should I say their parents. Some of them engaged in inglorious pursuit of meaningless wealth. But our job is different. We have been sent by heaven to do that work that the Almighty himself mandated us to do, which is to set his children free in the center of this very earth, in the blessed land of Biafra, the land of the ancients, the hardest job in the world. We must honor in heaven. Do you think we apologize to anybody? Without apologies to any idiot. I will keep doing what I'm doing until I am invited to The Hague. Then I'll ask the whole world where they were in 1966 as 300,000 Biafrans were slaughtered in the north? Where were you between 67 and 70 when over 5 million were slaughtered? Where were you when Akaloka was beheaded in the north? Where were you all the countless riots and massacres in the damnable zoological republic against the children of the Most High Elohim? Where were you people when Obibo was going down, burnt, synagogues destroyed, men and women abducted and sent to the north to be raped? Most of them are still in detention. Where were you? That's what I intend to ask the world, because this is a year of insanity and a year of madness. This year we show them what we're made of. When we say Biafra or death, this year they will understand the meaning of it. We must pray, because the whole world is listening, and I especially asked Nigerian youths to tune in this very evening or morning, afternoon, depending on where you are. I'm going to pray in English language. We shall praise thee. I will still pray in English. It doesn't matter what will befall us. In good and in bad, we shall praise thee. But we ask you for the safe repose of the souls of those cowards murdered in Olu today. A man and a woman, cowards. We asked them to come into the bushes to look for us. They couldn't come. Instead, they were inside Olu town, as cowardly as they are, looking for civilians to kill. Cowards they are, from what beings of us. Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, we shall praise thee forever. It doesn't matter what we are going through. In good and in bad, we shall offer ceaseless adoration of your magnificence and your holiness. You are Lord and you are God, you are not man. You are beyond what man can conceive of thee. That is why unashamedly this very evening we proclaim your greatness before the assembly of the upright and in the congregation of the living. Because your work upon our life is great. Your handiwork is honorable and glorious. It doesn't matter what we are going through, because you are God. We cannot question thee. And your righteousness endureth forever. Look at the things that you have made, the heavens and the earth, the moon, the stars, the ocean, the rivers, the streams, the mountains, all belong to thee. You are full of grace and compassion. And unto thee do we anchor every of our hope, every of our belief that Biafra shall be set free, and that you will also impart knowledge into young people within Nigeria to receive common sense, to absorb this very message this evening, because it is comprehensive and incisive. You have shown us your mercy in the past. You will show us your mercy again. We are not asking for what doesn't belong to us. We are doing precisely that which you mandated us to do. That Biafra may come, that Oduduwa may come, and that every other shackled and enslaved ethnicity in the damnable zoological republic will be set free. That in the end, all of us, Biafrans, Oduduwa, Middle Belt, everybody will come together to give honor and praise unto your holy name for setting us free. Because this very contraption that Britain constructed was designed to kill, to emasculate, and to render asunder. Only with your help and your grace shall your children be set free. That in the end your name will be glorified, adored, honored, and praised now and forevermore, we pray. He said, if you don't have a pen and paper, go and get one. If you don't have, as I will always advise the Alomajiri, go and get your chalk and your slate. We are in for a marathon this evening. What we are going to, or what we hope to achieve after this very marathon broadcast, is a very comprehensive presentation that will lay bare to the understanding of the entirety of humanity the evil that Fulani Janjaweed is important for everybody. After this evening, there'll be no doubt. What we have cleverly done, or what we intend to do, is that I will post the relevant links and videos on my page on Facebook. So if you are in doubt that Fulani are playing games with all of you, you will go to my page and go through all I'm about to say this evening. They have brought the attack here once again, but it's not going to work with us. They have tried to use incumbent politicians to do their bidding, but they have failed. Listen carefully. Get your pen and your paper. Very, very critical. Today will be a landmark broadcast, and you'll remember it forever and ever. After this program this evening, I would like our people who are well versed in these things to translate what I'm about to say into different languages, that people in other parts of the damnable Zoological Republic of Nigeria may be able to follow what we are saying and what we are doing. I want this very program translated into Hausa, into Yoruba, into TV. If Jukun has a separate language, we're also going to do the same for them. To enable people who are dwelling in rural areas to understand our mission, to understand what IPOB is doing, because there seems to me to be a lot of distortion. Nigerian newspapers do not report the truth. They are not objective. This brown envelope journalism of the very worst kind. What we are about to do this very evening is to outline why we are doing what we are doing. Because they travel to the Janjaweed North, or should I say to the Janjaweed controlled North. They lie to them. Nnamdi Kanu IPOB wants to break up Nigeria, wants to make your life a misery. Tonight we are saying it is a lie. They have been lying to you. They say Nnamdi Kanu is against everybody. He calls you animals, doesn't have regard for you. I am telling you now that your leaders and your elders, they are lying to you. If you're not a Biafran, they are deceiving you. They understand that only through what we are doing will you be set free. As I said a few weeks ago, there are over 200 ethnic minorities, should I say ethnic majorities in the North, because nobody can be a minority in his own home or in the land of his or her ancestors. You cannot be a minority. That is why I don't believe in all this minority gibberish. Listen very carefully to what I have to say to you. IPOB is not against you. Biafra is for your own betterment. And if you have a pen, I want you to write what I'm saying down. In every part of the world, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite mercy and wisdom, have always chosen one race to carry out any of his blessings, or should I say undertaking, at any point in history. What am I trying to say? When God wanted to develop Southeast Asia, he used Japan. When Elohim wanted to industrialize the world, he used Britain. It was called the industrial, first the agricultural revolution, and then the Industrial Revolution. When Elohim wanted to educate the world as to the, should I say, niceties or benefits of social media, should I say, the internet and all the rest of it, the virtual world, so to speak, he brought in the US. When Chukwu Okike Abiama wanted to make mobile phones available to everybody, he brought Nokia. I think that's in Finland. Mass production. When Elohim wanted the cost of goods and services to be reduced drastically, that poor people living in Africa can afford to have a flat screen television, he brought China for mass production. Now listen to me very carefully. The time has come. God Almighty wants to liberate not just Biafra, not just those who are in the zoo, but the whole of Africa. And you know what God has done? He has chosen Biafra to do it. Because without Japan, today China wouldn't be great. The first roaring economy from that part of the world in Southeast Asia was was Japan. Now, South Korea, Taiwan, all the rest of them, everybody had to emulate, to copy. Do you know the reason why? Because when you go begging from Southeast Asia, today you have Malaysia, you have Indonesia, you have Singapore, everybody is doing fantastically well because they had a Japan to look up to. Follow me very carefully. Jealousy, envy, or hatred doesn't solve this very simple conundrum. It's very simple, but I want you to understand it. That is how God works. When God wanted to liberate South Africa, he brought Nelson Mandela, brought Steve Biko, of course. There are other people that will come along. When God wanted to liberate Black people, not just in America, but the whole world to an extent, he went for Martin Luther King Jr. And the person who connived or betrayed Martin Luther King Jr. even slapped him in front of his hotel. That was in Memphis. It was a Black woman. The fact that you can go to the US today and get a job, the fact that they can go to the US today and, should I say, fly even first class in an aircraft, in an aeroplane, is down to the work that Martin Luther King Jr. did, and also Malcolm X and all the rest of them. Of course, I concede to Prophet Elijah Muhammad. They did a very good job as well. Louis Farrakhan, to an extent, did a very good job. So also did, what's his name again? I've forgotten his name. When it comes back to me, I will tell you. They all did fantastically well. That is why you can go to the US and find a very good job. When it comes to Africa, God Almighty in heaven, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, have chosen Biafra. So Biafra can never ever be against anybody. And let me tell you something. Once Biafra becomes free, everybody becomes free. Those harping on about one Nigeria, or the, should I say, the unsustainability of one Nigeria, are those who are benefiting from it. They are your governors. Remember a few weeks ago, I told you that anytime somebody assumes office in Nigeria, if you're telling them about what would benefit the society or our children unborn, they will tell you not under my watch. Go to what Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, said today. Go and read it. Exactly what I told you a few days ago. That is why the most dangerous person in front of you is a politician in Nigeria. Not the old woman in your village or the tree that is over 2,000 years old, no. The destiny destroyers you have, in fact, in the whole of Africa, are politicians. Because they are evil. They are doing the work of Satan. You may not believe me, but ask yourself this very simple question: which African country is doing very well? Please explain to me. Is it South Africa? You want to say South Africa? Go there and see what is happening. Or what has been happening since the white people left leadership. Now is the time for us to be free. I want to reiterate under oath, because I am always under oath 24 hours a day. If the oil and gas from Biafra land is your problem, I swear before God Almighty in heaven, on my honor, my life, and that of my family, that I will distribute oil and gas from Biafra land for free to the entire West African sub-region. For free. Do you know why? So that their economies can grow as well. We need people to buy our goods and our services. Why do you think America gives grants to people all over the world? Why do you think the EU gives grants? Even China gives grants to everybody, even Australia. Why? Because poor people cannot buy Range Rover. Do you understand it? They need to help you inadvertently to grow your economy so you can have the spending power to buy the goods and services that they produce. It is called common sense. It is not stupidity. I can assure each and every component ethnic group in Nigeria today, this evening, all those of you who are listening, all those of you who are watching and listening, that Biafra will not abandon anybody. We want all of you to be free. You all can remember very clearly what happened between 67 and 70, because every time we talk about our eternal leader, the great Dame Chukwemeka. Why I am doing this program this evening is not to allow what happened in the past to repeat itself. Ojukwu did not declare Biafra because he wanted to. Ojukwu went to Aburi to negotiate for, what's it called, restructuring. And he succeeded in negotiating for a restructured Nigeria back to regions. Listen very carefully. On the ride from their hotel to the airport, I think it was Ankara, who was the then military junta ruling Ghana. Ojukwu and Gowon were best of friends. Ojukwu said, when we go back to Lagos, I will be the person to nominate Yakubu Gowon as the head of state. I hope all of you are following what I'm saying. Ojukwu never declared Biafra. Britain scuttled it because Britain did not want any of you to become developed. They didn't want you to control your own economy. They never wanted you to have a life of your own. They wanted to, you know, this big daddy mentality is us who made you, we created you. You are what you are today because of us. You are nobody. We made you. They love it. So every time we'll be crying, you know, Africa needs aid. Africa needs help. Give them grant. There is vaccine. Why don't you help them? There is polio. There is malaria. Let's help them. They look at us as imbeciles who cannot fend for themselves. They love it. You know that feeling you have, that rankadede feeling when beggars are coming to your house and begging you, you'll be feeling very proud and very big. That's the mentality they have. They knew that Ojukwu would have destroyed that. That was why they hated him. Ojukwu only declared Biafra because Gowon reneged on restructuring. Gowon said, no, we are not going to restructure. And Ojukwu said, this was not what we agreed in Aburi. Since you are now saying you are not going to restructure and Igbo people were being slaughtered in the north, there was never any glorious decade in the history of the zoo. Never. Ojukwu said, I will now create a safe haven for persecuted people in the northeasterners to come back home. And that time, everybody was in this agreement together. Efik, Ibibio, everybody was represented in Ojukwu's cabinet. The man that suggested that the name Biafra should be used was an Ijaw man. an Ijo man, Ijoism, Chief Frank Upigo, an Ijo man. So when people talk about Biafra, Ojuku's Biafra, they will never tell you is Ijo Biafra. They will never tell you it was an Ijo man, Ijo, that said to Ojuku, our original name is Biafra. And Ojuku adopted it. Then the propaganda started flying. Sadly, from our Yoruba brethren. Then, very sadly, the lies began. The same lies that they were peddling that led them to label IPOB as a terrorist organization. But people occupying Yoruba forests, people raping and killing in Izombi, people raping and killing at Ozo One, people brazenly attempting to take over the whole of Benue State, they are not terrorists. I want people to, at least those that still have some measure of conscience, to understand what I'm saying. People who are raping and killing you, they're not terrorists. They are not proscribed, no. They are normal. You negotiate with them. You talk to them. You parley with them. But IPOB that is championing the freedom of everybody in Nigeria, I said everybody. Sometimes people misunderstand what we're doing. Biafra is a vehicle with which we are going to liberate everybody, including ethnic minorities in Sokoto, in Katsina, in Bauchi. Only Biafra can save you. Why am I saying this? And I want you to listen very carefully, please, and note what I'm saying down. Fortunately, the people of the South are gifted with a sense of responsibility, and if things doesn't work out, rebellion. If we stay in one Nigeria, for instance, let's say we collapse IPOB and the Oduduwa movement were to stop, do you think that any minority in the Fulani conquered North will be able to rise up to challenge them? If the answer is no, then other people must do it. Those who are able should do it. That is why IPOB, this Biafra movement, needs the support of everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're from Krenenborn. It doesn't. Once you are suffering within Nigeria, you need IPOB and you need Biafra. More than Biafra needs you. Because if we stop, let's say we collapse IPOB tonight and stop our agitation, how are you going to get electricity in your lifetime? How are you ever going to get good roads? How will you ever hold your corrupt and inept politicians responsible? And more importantly, how are you going to stop Fulanis from taking over your ancestral lands? How? Just tell me. A few days ago, I said something very, very poignant. I said, if you want to remain in one Nigeria, I'm not begrudging you, but look at Hausa people. That is going to be your fate. You are going to be a people devoid of honor and integrity. You will only exist as a people, if at all they will allow you to exist. Now you understand it. That is why we are doing what we are doing. We must cut out all the distortions, all the falsehoods, all the outright lies against what IPOB stands for. Anybody against IPOB is working for the politician. They are paid irats. Owasiwanyo is a very spent force, somebody who made his entire existence on sabotaging his people. We love our elders. We respect them. If not that I'm a very, very discernible and sensible man, I would have thought that perhaps that Paya Debanjo has turned around to abandon truth which I know and respect him for. Do you know that Paya Beban just said, I am at one with Kanu? Yoruba media said, I am at war with Kanu. After doing a presentation during the Never Again 51 years remembrance of those that the zoo slaughtered and massacred, over 5 million people. After I finished speaking, Paya Adebanjo asked to come back into the program to speak. He was allowed. He said, I am at one with Kanu. Fulani is the problem of Nigeria. The media wrote that Paya Adebanjo said, I am at war with Kanu. These are the people who have been lying to you, telling you that we hate you, IPOB is too parochial, we hate everybody. And I'm saying, if we hate everybody, why was it that when I was at DSS, those who used to wash my clothes were kids they picked up from Sokoto, from Zamfara, and tagged them Boko Haram sympathizers, locked them up for, some of them for nearly 4 years. They used to wash my clothes. They used to fetch water for me. Boko Haram people. We started talking. They were the ones telling me, they told me every history about Muhammad Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram that the zoo police killed. You know, sometimes, you know that Nigeria even accused me once of supporting Boko Haram because I came and I made it very public that Boko Haram is the way it is today because of the wickedness of Nigerians. An average Nigerian is a very wicked animal, a wicked beast. Why do I say this? When Muhammad Yusuf was agitating for referendum, some of you don't know this, the Boko Haram founder was agitating for referendum in the Northeast. The Nigerian police killed him. That was why they turned violent. But when you discuss the history of Boko Haram, people will say that terrorists, they are this, that. But it was the Nigerian state that inflicted terrorism on these very poor people. That was why they took up arms. That is a fact. Castigate Boko Haram all you like. Cast aspersions all you like. Say whatever you want to say against them. It was your docility. You were there. Nigerian police went and killed a man that hasn't killed anybody. Today they're holding El Zagzagi. Holding him. Tomorrow now, when El Zagzagi dies in custody, and another front will be opened up with Shia Muslims in the north, all of you will start yapping as usual, terrorist group, terrorist. But now that El Zagzagi is suffering injustice, all of you are quiet. The only time I'm speaking the truth, you know me, I speak the truth always. I don't give a damn who is upset or who isn't. Have you noticed something? The same thing now that Yoruba media is saying that, of course, I love Sunday Igboho very well. He's doing a very fantastic job, and I will keep supporting him. Do you see the way the Yoruba media are reporting their own people? Do you see how they're writing about every second, every minute, every second, every minute? Because he is Yoruba, and the media in Nigeria is controlled by Yoruba people. And now I'm asking myself, what is the difference between what Sunday is fighting for, what Muhammad Yusuf was fighting for before they killed him, and what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for? No difference. Follow me very carefully, please. I'm not saying that I condone or tolerate the excesses of Boko Haram, bombing and killing people. I completely reject and condemn it. But there is no difference. Yoruba will never promote anybody outside their tribe. They are journalists I'm talking about. Never. Because somehow they feel that the coming of Biafra will somehow disadvantage them. I don't know why. Or is it because somebody somewhere is desperately trying to become the president of the damnable zoological republic? I have no idea. But I want you to pay attention this evening. Ask yourself this question. What is it that Sunday Igboho is doing that is different from what IPOB is doing? What's the difference? They'll say, oh no, because he's not advocating for the breakup of the country. Because we see a million miles ahead than any other person. Why am I saying this? Do you know when Ojukwu saw that only restructuring could save Nigeria? Only restructuring. 52 years ago. 52 years ago. 52 years ago. I want the world to understand that this is a gift that God gave to Biafran people. The gift of vision, to be able to see things before they happen. And I am very glad to say, and with every sense of humility, I hasten to add, that I also possess the same gift as Elohim gave to our eternal leader. I have the same gift. I need you to understand this very, very carefully. I also have the same gift. And you ask yourself this very simple question. Why was it that something Ojukwu saw, not did he only see it, he negotiated for a restructured Nigeria what do I mean by 50? 54 years ago, 53, 54 years ago. Only now, they are now asking for the same thing. 54 years ago, they killed 5 million Biafrans because of it. The same thing they killed 5 million Biafrans because of, now they are begging to have it. And the thing is, why must all of us be begging Fulani for restructuring? Why must all of us be begging them for referendum? Why? Are they God? Are they holding the key to our lives? Why must we are begging? Every time we are begging them, oh, please, can you restructure? Oh, please, can you give us? Every time, please. Who are these people that we keep begging them? And they will tell you to go through your elected representatives. They tell you to go through your politicians. But one thing you don't understand is this. They are the ones that allowed the INEC that they control to bring those people forward as your political leaders. So they control them. That is a fact. Now, if you want to remain in perpetual slavery and poverty, do not support IPOB and what we are doing. But if you want to, you see, sometimes people think that I'll give you a very simple example. China is blessed. They are doing well all over the world. Their economy is booming. I think now they're number one, I believe, in the whole world in terms of economy, and they're number two in terms of military might. That is their blessing. No one can take it away from them. Do you understand? No amount of jealousy can change it. If out of jealousy, or you believe that Biafra is going to be one very beautiful nation in Africa, and because of that, you are not going to support them, you are doing yourself a disfavor. Because there's a way we say it where we come from. If you're suffering, we are also suffering. Everybody's suffering. And let me ask you, which other people do you think will have the courage to do what Biafrans have been doing for the past, say, 54 years? Which other people in Nigeria, I'm asking you, can do it? I know there is nothing envy or jealousy can do for you. You can be jealous from now till the kingdom come. It cannot remove God's blessing and grace upon a people. Why is it that Angela Merkel, as advanced as Germany is, will say that USA is the leader of the free world? You know all the problems that they had during the Trump era with NATO funding and all the rest of it, World Trade Organization, World Health Organization, and the rest of it. If you ask Angela Merkel, leading a very proud Germany, she will tell you, we look up to America as the leader of the free world. Is it going to stop Germany from doing very well by acknowledging the preeminence of the United States of America? No. If you ask Boris Johnson now, he will tell you the most important thing for us is to make sure that America comes back to lead the free world. It doesn't matter if you're hung up on your jealousy or your envy. It's not going to change God's blessing. The same thing applies to Biafra and IPOB. And to the Igbo race to an extent. The same thing happened to the Jews. Jealousy, envy, jealousy, envy, jealousy, envy all over the world. They were slaughtered over and over again. They were killed. It never ever removed the grace of God from upon them. Today, Israel is standing very, very strong. Why am I saying all these things to Nigerian youths? It's for them to understand this very simple fact that we have not come to take anything that belongs to anybody. We have come to set all of you free. And I will reiterate, once we are all free, if all of you gather together, first of all, you need freedom. You know, what I find astonishing about the likes of people who should know better, like Wole Soyinka, were advocating for sovereign national conference until Obasanjo came, a Yoruba man became the president, and they forgot about it. Had they stood on that, if after this liberation of everybody in Nigeria, all of you were to come together to say, we still want to remain in Nigeria, after a referendum, I am a Democrat. Should Biafrans vote to be part of Nigeria? That's entirely up to them. And I will abide by it because the majority will always carry the vote. And for some of you who are afraid, they will dominate us. Biafrans everywhere. Igbo people, they have shop in Lagos. They have in Ibadan. They are doing well in Kanu. They are doing very well in Meduguri. They are doing very well in Yola. They are doing very well in Kafanchan. It's because you don't know anything. Do you know that in the mindset is in our DNA to be free? As a free people, we are the only people. These people you claim are going to. I am from a place called Faruku Ipob. Faruku used to be one autonomous community before, but now we are three. Maybe we are going to become four. Who knows? We are the only people that answer to autonomous community. Do you know why? Because we love freedom. We don't want anybody to lord it over us. And for people who wrongly claim that was the propaganda of the Janjaweed, the Miyet Yala Caliphate, Fulani Caliphate over the years, don't join Biafra. Don't join the Igbo people. They will dominate you. They will dominate you. And I want to draw a very simple analogy with what is happening. If it comes back that Biafrans, after this new order has been established, they vote for a continuation of one Nigeria, who am I to say no? I'm a Democrat. I can never say no. Understand this very clearly. We are going to go into a revolution this year. Something more compelling and devastating than Endsars. We must do it together, spontaneously at the same time. As I told you, we outnumber them. Their soldiers cannot fight because a soldier doesn't know if he's firing into a crowd of his own relatives. He doesn't know. It's like throwing a stone into the market. You don't know if that stone is going to strike one of your relatives. But we know they will bring Fulani terrorists from the Sahel, give them Nigerian army uniform to come and fight us. That's what they're going to do, as they're doing in Okigwe right now. Now listen very carefully when they do that. We outnumber them. Fulani is a minority. They're not up to 4% of the population of this zoo called Nigeria. They cannot intimidate all of us. They can intimidate you, that is your business, but they cannot intimidate us. Not Nnamdi, they cannot, this IPOB. Never. Do you know why? Because over the years, we allowed them, we gave them leeway. There was no problem. Only Fulani is at war with every ethnic minority, or should I say every ethnic group in Nigeria. Only them. Ask yourself why. We have gone beyond stupid analysis. Every day we analyze. Every day we keep analyzing the news. This happened. That happened. Oh, they have killed somebody here. I said to you, now is the time for us to band together. The promise I'm making all Nigerian Jews this very night, because it's night time in Nigeria, is this. After we must have succeeded liberating each and every one of us, there is going to be a referendum. In that referendum, there will be 3 questions. Do you want Nigeria to continue as a federation, the way it's presently structured? Do you want confederation, which is regional government? Or do you want everybody to go to their tent, O Israel? I know what the problem is. People will say, when I was in detention at DSS, one of the officers that usually take me to court, one very fine, handsome man, he's from Borno State. He said to me, do you know I am a Christian and I am indigenous to Borno? I didn't come from anywhere else. My ancestors, our village, we have been there for millennia. Do you know that? I said, no, I don't know. He said, the mistake people make is that lumping everybody from the north together. They're either Hausa or they're Fulani. That I'm mistaken. This is a DSS officer trying to lecture me. I said, okay, I understand. And he said to me, when he was bringing me back from the court, he said to me, our problem is not with Biafra, not with you, but if you go, what is going to be our fate? The only reason why we have not been slaughtered or forcibly converted to Islam is the presence of Igbo people everywhere in Nigeria. A DSS officer confessed to me that it is better for them that we are all suffering in one Nigeria than to allow the East to break away. Because if you go, there will be no buffer anymore. There will be nobody to protect us. We are finished. DSS officer confessed to me. So this evening, and over the years, I've been thinking, you know, I came out of their mess for very many years. They came to my house to kill me. To tell you how, you see, when I say that a black man is evil, people don't quite understand what I'm saying. I want to digress just for a few seconds. When I left DSS, I went to Kuje prison and I was granted bail because, you know, in Nigeria, they can never ask you to go. They will always grant bail because they want to make money from you. And I went home. They said, you don't speak to the press. You shouldn't attend any rallies. I told them to go to hell. I broke all their conditions. And I was there, ready to take 2 million men to Abuja. They came to my house to kill me. Now, let me tell you why Nigerian journalists are also part of your problem. Because they never, ever educate you. They always lie to you. I was in my house. The army came, the army of Nigeria sent Nwodo, Ibazu, Ekwemado, and who else invited? And Umai invited the army to kill me. Do you know the reason why? Because I refused to call off the governorship elections boycott in Anambra State in 2017. I told them I won't call it off. They sent the army to come and kill me. Punch newspaper editor, the owner of Channels Television, every major newspaper, Vanguard, everybody knew that I was in my house preparing to go back to court, and they came to kill me. In the process, they killed 28 of my men. As a result of the trauma suffered, my parents died. Next month, a few weeks' time, will be the anniversary of their burial, because they were buried on the 14th of February of last year. My mother and my father died as a direct result of the trauma that they sustained resulting from that very attack. Do you know what happened? Nigerian newspapers, they have seen the video. They saw the army scaling the walls of my house to come to kill me. They went to court. Buratai gave editors of Nigerian newspapers money, Yoruba editors mostly, to say that I jumped bail. Do you know, that very day I realized that there is a level of wickedness in the soul of a black man, that is why black people are poor all over the world. I never knew. That day it occurred to me that black people are patently evil. I was in my house, sleeping in the afternoon, having siesta, and the army came to kill me in my house. By the grace of God, I survived it. Somebody, a human being that went to school with conscience, had the temerity to say that I jumped bail, that I am a fugitive when they came to kill me, which means that those Yoruba newspaper editors wanted me dead. Do you see how black people reason? Do you see how they think? Now, as I was saying, these people, do not allow them to deceive you. IPOB is fighting for your liberation, for your freedom. And I want that very video to be posted, please, when I was in court, arranging bail for Kanuri people, for Fulani people, for Hausa people, for Nupe people. And if you have the time, go to Kuje prison and ask any long-term serving inmates in the prison. The greatest loss they have endured was when I left Kuje prison. I was the one who arranged for lawyers for Shia Muslims inside Kuje prison. I was the one that arranged for lawyers for Hausa people, Fulani people inside Kuje prison. Go and ask anybody. If I hate other parts of Nigeria, or if what we are doing is born out of hatred, why would I spend IPOB money when I was in prison trying to free people from other ethnic groups? Why would I do that? What benefit do I have to derive from it? That is to prove to you that what we are doing is to try to free everybody, because if Biafra is free and other people are not free, we don't have freedom. We want other people to be free. So then when Biafra is doing very well, other nations around us will also be doing very well. There is something called economies of scale. That is why I believe that anybody who is a student of economics, you can never be jealous or envious in your life. In fact, if you attended Government College Omar as I did and studied factors of production at Form 3 or Class 3, you can never be jealous in your life. Have you seen any Omahian being jealous before? So these people that went to all these mushroom comprehensive schools in the bush, they don't know anything. Have you seen anybody who attended maybe King's College Lagos or DMGS Onitsha or where's this one again? CKC Onitsha for that matter, or Nike Grammar School or Methodist College Uzakoli, or maybe Hope Warden Institute in Calabar or Stella Maris in Iguacha, or maybe Africa Grammar School in those days. Do you think they have time for jealousy? Because at class 3 they teach you something in economics, factors of production. And after that, they say that for you to do very well, all companies or factories producing the same item, if you are sited in the same place, that's why you have industrial parks. There is something called economies of scale. Although you're doing your own business, making your own money, but the fact that you're all together doing very well, there are spin-offs, there are some things you gain from one another. Maybe not directly. It's called economies of scale. That is why, after the Second World War, America poured so much money into Germany that they were fighting. They fought Germany. The war ended like today. From tomorrow, they enacted what was called the Marshall Plan and gave so much money to Germany to rebuild the German economy. Do you know why? Because they know that Germans, they have scientists, they are hardworking people. It is in the interest of America that Europe is doing very well. It's only in Africa that when you see somebody doing well, you want them to die. Because you're black, you're primitive, you're evil. Let me tell you why it is good for other people's children to do even better than your own children. Because you don't know the disease or illness that may afflict you tomorrow. You don't know if there is any medicine available to cure that very illness. And then the funniest thing, you don't know if this your neighbor that you're hating on, or this Biafran, or this IPOB member that you hate, you don't know if it is the child that will find or invent the medicine that will cure you. I've preached this thing before on Radio Biafra. That is why abroad, when you don't send your children to school, your neighbor will call the police. I told you this before. And one day, I was living at a place called St. Philip's Road in East London, in Hackney. And I asked the woman, why did you call the police? Is it your business? The woman said, I have arthritis. There is no cure for arthritis. We only manage the pain. I don't know if this little boy that this woman is denying access to good education is the one who is going to invent the medicine to cure arthritis. Shamefully, I went back upstairs. It reminded me of what I read in school, Economies of Scale. If Biafra is free, all of you will be free. If all of us are free, then we enjoy the genuine benefits of freedom and democracy. That is not obtainable in the zoo called Nigeria. And that is why you must reject this Luciferian concocted zoological Republic of Nigeria. And now I want you to understand this. I had wanted to build a very small context, a sort of background, so you understand why I call Nigeria a zoo. Some of you get upset. I'm addressing Nigerians now. Some of you get very angry. He's calling us zoo, that we are animals. That is why we don't want to be associated with IPOB. You don't want to support IPOB. Do you know why I say so all the time? Don't be angry. Listen to me this evening. When I finish, you will tell me that I'm right. I'm not calling you an animal in a zoo because you're an animal. No, I'm trying to wake up your consciousness. I want you to become angry in a very good way, to look at yourself and say, how do I change this my nature? It is a very, very constructive criticism. Do you know one very funny? I wanted to go, after tonight's lecture, I wanted to go to the nearest hospital. Go to the A&E. You will see people with all manner of health challenges. Maybe somebody involved in a motor accident, or maybe somebody who have suffered heart failure. I want to go to the ICU unit. Of course, we don't have it in the zoo. Intensive care unit. Just peep through the window. Once there is no pulse in that person, they cannot no longer feel the heartbeat. You know one thing they do, one funny thing they do, they pump electricity into that very person. And when they want to do it, the person applying the electric shock will be protected. Others will run away. Understand this very carefully. Do you know why they're doing it? Because those who are living, those who are well, if you give them a dose of that electric shock, it may damage them. But to this person that the heart is no longer beating, is dying, they need electric shock to wake them up. The same thing happens in real life. That's the reason why we do things the way we do it. That was why I called Nigeria a zoo, and why I call Nigerians animals, because you're dead. I need to wake you up. I need your consciousness to rise up, to realize that you're in a mess. And because it took you very many years to understand it, that is why you are in the mess that you're in today. The zoo was attacking Dele Momodu. my good friend. But you have forgotten, all of you have somehow forgotten what they said. Today they're in Oyo Forest, isn't it? Which Sunday is fighting very gallantly, and of course, Ibagania Dams and all the rest of them, fighting to secure and keep Yoruba land safe. And my very good brother, Yinka Odumakin, of course, FFK and our elders in Yoruba land. The elders I have, that's all I have as elders. The rest are jokers. Now, listen very, very carefully to this. Because our people don't, you forget so easily. You forget so easily. And please, I want my principal professor to post this, please. Post this very link on my page. In May 16 of 2017, there was a headline from Nigeria, from Asorok. Headsmen attacking Nigerians are foreigners. Published by published by a Fulani, respectable online media, Premium Times. Respectable, I say, because of the very sterling work they did on Obibu massacre. Premium Times carried it. The headline says, the headsmen attacking Nigerians are foreigners. Now I ask you this simple question. If the headsmen attacking Nigerians are foreigners, what are they doing in the forests of Yoruba land? It is here. They have been raping, abducting, kidnapping, asking for ransom, killing people in broad daylight sometimes. And he's here. Now, let me read this a little bit for you so you understand. Nigerians are, this is why I call you a zoo. Because you never make any reference to anything. You never connect the dots. Never, ever, ever. Ask yourself, if the Nigerian government can say that the headsmen attacking us are foreigners, then what are they doing in our bushes? Why is Arewa Consultative Forum defending them? Why are respectable Northerners coming out to defend what is clearly indefensible? I don't understand it. You said they are foreigners. I didn't say it. Nobody knew where it came from. You are the ones that told us that they are foreigners. But Nigerians have forgotten. All of you have just forgotten. But tonight I'm here to remind you. Headsmen attacking Nigerians are foreigners, according to Minister. And I'll read it for you. This news was published on May 16, 2017 by one Sani talker. So you will not say it's a Biafran or a Southerner. Now listen very carefully. The Nigerian government said on Tuesday that most of the headsmen carrying out attacks across Nigeria are foreigners. They have now accepted that Fulani people are carrying out attacks across Nigeria and that those Fulani people are foreigners. Then you're asking me to give land to foreigners. Now, let me even ask, if these people are coming across the northern borders with their AK-47, who allowed them to come in the first place? These are sensible questions we expect sensible people to be asking. Isn't it? Now, my question to Nigerians tonight is this. Why are you not asking these questions? You people came out and told us, the minister said, these headsmen attacking us are foreigners. Why then should we give them land for Ruga? Why should you forcibly take over our forests and our ancestral lands to harbor people who are from the Sahel, not even Nigerians, so according to them? Now, having dealt with that very question, and I want you to bear that in mind, please. Why then are you paying Miyetti Yala to stop the killing? If they are foreigners, as you claim they are. Why then are you paying Miyetti Yala to stop them? That goes into, I told you that Fulani has a grand plan to settle their people in your homes and in your villages. Some of you are shouting, one Nigeria, we want to get security, the unity of our country moving forward. You have just signed your own death warrant because they are in it together, including your so-called presidency. This is what they do very well. It's all takia. Everybody knows that. They deceive you, they cheat you. Today they say, oh, we apologize to the residents of, apologize for what? You should, implicit in the apology, in Oyo and in Ondo, means that they carried out the attacks. Why are you apologizing for the attacks carried out by these primitive people from the Sahel if you're not part of it? And by the way, why are you apologizing? Shouldn't you be in jail for killing people? for killing the daughter of Fashoranti? Shouldn't you be in jail? What is an apology? Now, they apologized in front of the governors and in front of the police commissioner of your state. Yes, our dear sister Ngozi. And by the way, thank you for not arresting Sunday, because you would have gotten yourself into very serious trouble. Now, ask yourself this question. Somebody came out and said, we apologize for killing you. Is that what should be happening? Shouldn't they be in jail? Shouldn't they be in prison for killing people? You see why I call it the place is zoo, honestly speaking. And Yoruba newspapers just carried the news as if nothing happened. Oh, they have apologized. Apologized for what? For killing people? Apologized for raping people? Apologized for vandalism? Apologized and that's it. I'm scared. There is a level of docility that people will possess, and you begin to worry for them. People came to Yoruba land and killed people, and they said, we apologize, and that's it. And that's it. Unbelievable. Now, listen very carefully. This video that, I don't know if Dele Mahmoud played this video actually, was a video that was played, or should I say, published very many years ago about what is happening in the zoo. And I'm going to play it for the whole world to understand, so that they can know the truth about what Fulani has in store for you. You don't know it, but we do. We are not fighting for Biafra for the sake of it. We are fighting for Biafra so we can escape from Nigeria before what is to come becomes. Now, listen to this very carefully. Not from me, listen. But as you're listening, bear it in mind that they told also that these people killing us are foreigners. Under their watch, they let them in. That means that the borders of the north is not working. That means that the immigration department is not fit for purpose. They have no shame. Please listen to this.
The federal government, led by the Minister of Interior, Abdurrahman Dandazao, met with the Mayeti Ala Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Kebbi State, offering them the sum of 100 billion naira over 2 years to stop the kidnapping in the country. The meeting lasted over 4 hours on Friday as negotiations dragged on, with the association initially asking for 160 billion naira. The minister said that the strategy was part of the steps needed to tackle insecurity in the country as prescribed by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The herdsman crisis has risen since 2015 after Muhammadu Buhari became president. Their rampage has spread not only in the north but also throughout the southern zones of the country. The killings by the herdsmen has led them to be tagged the fourth most dangerous and deadly terrorist group in the world by the World Terror Index. The acting Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, who was also at the meeting in Kebbi State, added that over 1,000 people have been killed and many more kidnapped in Kaduna. However, he said that this intervention was necessary to bring the criminals to book. The Kebbi State Governor, Atiku Bagudu, said hosting the meeting in his state shows the seriousness of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in tackling the security challenges in the country.
Are you following? They gave me Etiala 100 billion and they're denying it. This was independently reported by Roots Television. The clip is here. The governor of Kebbi State also spoke about it. Do you know the funniest thing? The person that told you that it is foreign nationals who are committing the crime is the same man that hosted Miyetiala and gave them 100 billion, Dambanzao Fulani. The president, Fulani. The governor of the state where the meeting was held, in Kebbi, Fulani. Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Do you see how they have been playing with you, telling you insecurity is everywhere? Because they know they have come to take your land from you. And there is nothing you're going to do about it. This was why they wanted to crucify Dele Momodu. Because of this. Because of this, they wanted to kill him. They were saying it's a lie, but it's here, reported neatly and cleanly, and please post this on my page, that people may go and view it over and over and over again to understand the mess you are in your so-called one Nigeria. Nigeria is like, I don't know what it is. It's like it was in a cage. I'm telling you the truth. And what are their plans? I will tell you in a few seconds what their plans, what their overall strategy is, what their plans are for you. Why are they paying Mietiala to stop the killing? If it is not Mietiala that is doing the killing. Very simple. These are the things I expect investigative journalists to go into. Ask is a simple question. If Mietiala is not carrying out all these killings, why are you paying them 100 billion naira? What for? He's here. Oh, dear me. And as usual, they have denied it. Garba Shehu came out to deny it. He said Dele Mahmoud shouldn't have played it. We never offered 100 billion to any association, but the facts are there. You can see it very clearly with your two eyes open. It's called Takia, to deceive you. You hear them, oh, Makinde must do something, Akeredolu must do something. We are in one Nigeria, everybody can be everywhere. The elders should speak against it. That was how they kept going in Niawodo until Niawodo succumbed and said the army can attack Isama Faruku, my hometown, to kill me. Niawodo, Ikepore Odevu Mahi, Willie Obiano, and Okeziba signed my death warrant. I said, go and kill him. Nothing will happen. Lord have mercy. Let's continue. They asked Garba Shehu, did your government, your Fulani government, of course Buhari is dead. If you say Buhari is alive, then that means you need to see a brain surgeon. Your brain is not working very well. Why did they give them 100 billion? This is an absolute falsehood. In all of those meetings, I have confirmed that in any of those meetings, nothing like money was discussed. All of the issues were about the involvement of the leadership of this group in getting them to prevent upon their erring members, and there are many. Now, Garba Shehu is saying that it is Miyetti that is killing people. Garba Shehu opened his mouth and said, Miyetti Yala are the ones killing people. That's his response earlier yesterday. Because we want to attack Dele Mahmoud. See how they're playing with you. It is Miyetti Yala. It is not. We gave them money. We did not. The same Miyetti Yala that was negotiating the release of kidnapped school children just a few weeks ago. Do you see how they are messing up with your brains? And they need to keep you occupied. They know how you reason. They know that you want money. They know you are very hungry. They know you're very desperate to also own a house in Dubai. What do? They dangle 2023 in front of you, telling you it is the turn of your village. Yo, don't worry, 23, you come to Abuja, you start enjoying. You too, you can have private jet. Don't worry, that is it, 2023. Don't worry, we are in your forest, yes, we know. But there is killings going on, yes, we know. But please, forget that. Think of 2023. They know how you reason. They are very clever, you know. Oh, Fulani, aye, dear me. They know how to deceive you. And they have willing tools in Yoruba journalism. Yoruba journalism is as poisonous as a very corrupt, desperate politician. Very, very poisonous. Very poisonous, I tell you. It was Yoruba media complicity and duplicity. That is why their forests are being occupied today. Because what goes around comes around. They never knew that by helping these Janjaweed Caliphate suppress freedom fighters, that they themselves are opening up their land for occupation. They never knew it. It's common sense. Today everybody's suffering. Garba Shehu said only a few days ago, no, just yesterday, that it was Miyetti Yala carrying out the killings. Has anyone suggested that Miyetti Yala should be I don't know, proscribed? No. When they kill you, they apologize to you. But IPOB that did nothing. they want to tag a terrorist group. That is the mind of a black person. It is here. The evidence is right in front of us. But Nigerians are too gullible, and I'm asking Nigerian youths tonight, do not be gullible anymore. Do not be gullible anymore. Stand up and say that we have had enough. And when we call you to come out on the streets to protest, just do it. And you have your freedom in your hands. They kept denying, oh, we never gave money to Miyetti Allah, but I want to read another news for you, and please publish it. I want you to publish it on my page, the link to this Guardian newspaper publication. Foundation sues government over alleged plan to pay Fulani headsmen 100 billion to stop kidnapping. They want to pay them 100 billion to stop kidnapping. Now, let me read that for you. The incorporated trustees of Malcolm Omirobo Foundation has filed a suit against the government of Nigeria over alleged plan to pay Fulani headsmen 100 billion to woo them to stop kidnapping and banditry in the country. Fulani are the ones doing the kidnapping. Fulani are the people doing the banditry. It is not profiling. They have maybe Britain advised them 2 days ago. So you start using the word profiling. You know, it's very sweet. We are not profiling anybody. We are telling you the truth. You set up all these terror groups to advance Fulani hegemonic interests right across length and breadth of Nigeria. That is what you're doing. And we are calling you out. And you don't like it. That was why you tagged IPOB a terrorist movement, to try to silence us. But God Almighty in heaven had other plans. It is here. Vanguard publication, confirmation that Fulani people are the ones doing the killing, and they are the ones paying themselves to stop killing their so-called fellow Nigerians. And Governor Makinde is saying, we are one, let us stay in peace, because he doesn't want his security votes to be threatened. That is black people for you. Black people for you. Now, there's another news. Coming from the same Fulani group, I want you to pay very serious attention, please. Coming from the same Fulani group. This news was published on May the 10th, 2019. A Fulani group warns Nigerian government against compensating Miyetti Allah with 100 billion. Please post the link on my page so the so-called Nigerians can come and see what has become of their lives. How they are deceiving you. Even a Fulani group. Sequel to reports making the rounds that federal government is offering the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria the sum of 100 billion. And remember, when Garba Shehu was asked, why are you giving them money? He said that Miyetti Allah is a legitimate stakeholder in the country. Have you forgotten? Garba Shehu, go and Google it. Garba Shehu, just Google Miyetti Allah, a legitimate stakeholder in the government of Nigeria, you will see it. The same Garba Shehu. When he was asked a few years ago, now he has changed. We never gave them money because they think they are talking to fools. They think they are talking to idiots. This very group is called the Gan Allah Fulani Development Association of Nigeria. They want the government not to give this money to Miyetti Allah. They use it to buy guns and equipment to bribe some very corrupt and useless traditional rulers in the south to give them land to occupy forcibly. Are you following? That's Nigeria for you. That is one Nigeria for you. And we are here to educate the youth of Nigeria so you understand what is affecting your lives. How these people have done everything they can to make your life a misery. And after receiving 100 billion, they went on rampage. That's why you have them everywhere. That 100 billion was to boost them, to scatter them everywhere. That was what happened. And that is why you have Fulani Miyetti Allah killing everywhere right now. The 100 billion was to move them down south, to take over your ancestral lands. Can you imagine that Nigerians are running from their fellow Nigerians? Very, very sad indeed. Wave after wave of attack. coordinated, carefully planned by the late dead Buhari. Of course, he'll be very proud from his grave in Saudi Arabia. What people are doing in his name. Abba Kyari took over from him. Ismaila Isafuntua came up. In fact, Maman Daura is gone. He's remaining El Rufai and Buratai. All Fulani planning your demise. And you're there foolishly looking upon 2023 and planning or talking your usual garbage about what Nigeria. There are even mad people everywhere. That is why they don't like us and we don't give a damn. We don't need your likeness. And now let me also confirm to you the grand plan of the Fulani to take over your lands and kill you in the process. Now, please, I want you to also publish this news and you can Google it if you like. We have paid some Fulani to stop killings in southern Kaduna. Who said it? Governor El Rufai of Kaduna, Vanguard publication of December the 3rd, 2016. A Fulani governor of Kaduna State said we have paid some Fulani to stop the killing. It didn't start today. This was in 2016. Since they came into power in 2015, it's all killings and advancing the hegemonic interest of the Fulani Caliphate. And all of you are stupidly shouting, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, and your land is going, your lives are being snuffed out in front of your eyes. Do you see how foolish Nigerians are? Do you see why I call Nigeria a zoo? Do you see why I call Nigerians animals? Because they do not reason. They don't know how to reason very well. Some may get upset about it. But I'm sure in the quiet of your home, you will say that what Nnamdi Kanu is saying is right. We have paid some Fulani, please post it on my page. I beg you, the link is a Vanguard link. Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasser El Rufai has said his government has traced some violent, aggrieved Fulani to their countries. Fulani came to Nigeria, got upset, and went back to their countries. And there is immigration. Hey, zoological republic. Zoo. What type of God made you people? What type of God made you people? My goodness. Aggrieved Fulani from other countries came to Nigeria. We have gone back to their countries in Mali, in Senegal, in Niger, in Chad to go and pay them to stop coming to Kaduna to kill people. Can you believe such rubbish? They are not terrorist groups. Nobody prescribed them, but Yoruba media right prescribing a lot about IPOB. Yet killers are allowed to come in and go out of Nigeria at will. They come in as bandits or as headsmen and they leave as multi-billionaires. They go back to their countries when the money, they go and tell their people, you want to make money as a Fulani man, go to Nigeria and start killing. And they come and they settle them. Zoo. Unbelievable. Listen carefully tonight, oh. You must pay attention. Nigeria was a country that banned open grazing because they don't obey their own laws. The people do not even know that judicial pronouncements are themselves laws. Anything a justice or a judge says in a court of law becomes law. They have lawyers, they have senior advocate, junior advocate, intermediate advocate. None of them knows anything about law in the zoo. I want you to follow very carefully, please. Nigerians don't know the meaning of the rule of law, but they boast, rather very ridiculously, of having an elite class of politicians. We are the elite. You are an elite. And they're moving cattle from somewhere in Funtua to Yoruba land, to Oyo, to Ondo. What does your law say about it? The law of Nigeria forbids the movement of cattle and open grazing. It is the law of Nigeria. But because Fulani, they have another agenda. Mind you, they have a Fulani Attorney General. What do you expect? In a country where an Attorney General cannot advise the government that open grazing is illegal. Please, I want you to publish it. It was published by PM News. Headsman, High Court bans open grazing. It is there. very clear for the whole world to see. You want me to read it? The judgment was delivered by Justice Adewale Thompson on 17th of April, 1969, at the height of the war. Even during the war, in suit number AB/26/66, what did the man say? This man, Johnson, died in 2004 at the age of 82. He said in his judgment, I do not accept the contention of defendants that a custom exists which imposes an obligation on the owner of a farm to fence his farm, whilst the owner of the cattle allows his cattle to wander like pests and cause damage. 1969, no? They started looking for your land since 1969. You know that I love Fulani, they're very patient people. They know how to play this game. They are very patient. Even if they don't accomplish their aim before 2023, they will wait for another 8 years. They will come back and they will continue. Until they take over your land. It is here. This is a law in Nigeria because this judgment was pronounced by a judge, Justice Adewale Thompson, on 17th of April. It is everywhere in the whole world. That is the reason why people go to Supreme Court in America. Any pronouncement by the Supreme Court becomes law. When they say we are going to allow abortion, open abortion becomes the law. When they said that now blacks and whites are equal, they can ride on any public transport, it became the law. Congress did not legislate for blacks and whites to ride on a bus. I forgot the name of that woman. I think it was somewhere in Alabama. I've forgotten. It's a very famous case in America. I don't know why I forgot it. The woman that refused to stand up and give up her seat to a white passenger on a public bus. It went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of America said you can sit anywhere on a bus. That abolished segregation on buses, on public buses. The House of Reps or Senate did not debate it or vote on it. Now you understand, don't you, how civilized countries operate. Any pronouncement by a court of law becomes law on its own. Nigeria has this law since 1969 that banned open grazing. But today, you are talking about open grazing. And you're telling me that such a place deserves to be called a country? Oh, dear me. How Britain made me mad. Very sad indeed. I played this video for you before and I want to play it for you again. And please repost it on my page about the Bauchi governor talking about how they're going to bring in Fulani from everywhere and they pay them your money. The money coming from Biafra land, from our oil and our gas in Biafra land. Chai, these guys, they have messed us up. Messed everybody up. Now listen to this, please.
With them more because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria. But that's the thing, Excellency. How
they don't have borders? Fulani don't have borders. That's why they can come, plan with Miyet Yala, kill people, kidnap people, collect 100 billion. They go back, they finish spending the money, and they come back for more. And you want Nigeria. You people are your ignorance astonish me. I am amazed at this level of ignorance. This is a sitting governor, and I want you to listen to him to understand the plan that the Fulanis have for you. Listen to him, Fulani governor. It's a good one.
Get with them more because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria. But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
Federal government funded, thank you very much, is Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks, the case made it all. I want to educate Nigerian lawyers because, you know, the senior advocates advocating rubbish. You don't need to make noise about Fulani people in your forest. Just go to court and ask them to reinterpret what Justice Thompson said in 1969. It is law in Nigeria. Anywhere you see a Fulani man grazing the cattle outside, they are breaking the law of the land. They should be in jail. Rosa Parks is the woman's name. Thank you very much. You claim you're educated. These you black people. What is wrong with you? With you people? What is wrong with you people? that you cannot reason properly. Rosa Parks, nobody came back and said white supremacists never came back to say to Rosa Parks, no, it was then, it's now. You have to go and sit at the back or give up your chair. Supreme Court of America made a pronouncement, and that was it. It became law. You can sit anywhere on a bus. The same thing is applicable in the zoo, where there is supposedly the rule of law. Once a judge makes a pronouncement in a court of law, it becomes law. Senior advocate talking rubbish on Channels TV. Let's listen, please, to your Bauchi governor giving your land away to his brothers from the Sahel in the name of one Nigeria.
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the operations.
They bringing Fulanis together.
Fulanis from other countries together in Nigeria. That is why they need your forest. That is why they need your land. That is why they're telling you about we can live anywhere we like. The person living anywhere he likes, where is he from? Is he from Niger, from Chad, from Senegal, from Gambia, from Mali, from Burkina Faso? Where are they from? And now you can say it. Hi, Zoo. Listen.
I think there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language.
Are you listening?
And I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is nice, is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian.
Close border and say Fulani is only in Nigeria. There are Fulani elsewhere. They want to come and see their brothers in Nigeria. And you are talking about one Nigeria. One Nigeria. One Nigeria. Very, very sad indeed. One Nigeria. Open your border so that Fulanis can come and collect their own 100 billion from the presidency. Fulani presidency. The zoo is in one almighty trouble, I tell you. In one almighty trouble, I tell you. And that is why this very broadcast is very, very pivotal. Very, very important that it goes out to the rest of humanity. I warned all of you. That is the most funniest thing of all. I warned you many times over, many years ago, but you never listened. My joy today is that people are beginning to come round to our position about the prediction, or should I say, what we said would happen should you make the mistake of putting Fulani Janjaweed in power. Those from Yoruba land that voted for APC, how far you are now paying with your forests and your farmlands. You are now paying with your lives and your blood. Very, very sad. Now they have now gone through another, should I say, trick of blowing up tankers everywhere and telling you it is a tanker explosion. The way they write about it, there's a tanker explosion at the Navy. Please post the Navy one. Let people see what Fulani people are now doing. They use their cattle to destroy your crops. They murder you if you come out. Now they are blowing up every marketplace they know they do not own. The latest one is at Nnewi. Post the video for the whole world to see. And I wanted to talk about Nnewi and how he has come around to his senses. But I believe that by now, that juju they did to him, his eyes have now cleared. Post there, I don't know if we have the video of Nnewi, please, I wanted to post it. If you have it, of Nnewi, sounding like a miscreant, shouting and getting angry because of the same thing that I was saying a few years ago, and he connived with his friends to come and kill me. Very, very sad indeed. And the Miyetti will always win. The Fulani, they always win. They say they're having a meeting with Governor Kredolu and other governors to douse the tension because they have now apologized. You can allow them to remain in your land. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad. And this is a place where all land in Nigeria belongs to Fulani, Miyetti Ala dares Governor Akredolu. The link is there, please post it for the whole world to see. All land in Nigeria belongs to Fulani. Oh, we can live anywhere we like. We are Nigerians. That is why Fulani will keep, because once you are locked into Nigeria, Fulani can do whatever they like. But to break Nigeria into pieces, they can no longer do whatever they like. That is why they need you in one Nigeria, so they can take your land over. The news is there. This same terrorist group, the fourth most deadliest terror group in the world, is now saying that the whole of Nigeria belongs to them and they will take it. With this level of docility, they will take it. But not the land of Biafra. Not the land of Biafra at all, at all, at all. What we are seeing today is, you know what Ojukwu saw 50 years ago? They said, Ojukwu is a rebel. Let's go fight the rebels. In Lagos, let's go fight the rebels are there. Let's go fight the rebels. The rebels have been defeated, or they have said the rebels. What the rebels saw 54 years ago, you are now begging Fulani to give to you. What would have been very difficult, aligning with Ojukwu to get the restructuring that you wanted in 1967, 68. Now you are begging Fulani and they're saying no to you. They want one Nigeria, one federal government of Nigeria where they run everything. And so to make it easier for them to take your land. You are now today, you are begging. You are begging. And that is the reason why this evening I'm asking the Middle Belt to please rally around a young, vibrant leader in the Middle Belt to champion your cause. We will work together to make sure that we set our lives free. Very, very important. Because Nigeria is the only place in the world, considering what they came to do in Ondo today, where the military tasked with protecting the citizens are actively engaged in the destruction of lives and properties. That's what Nigerian army does very well. That's what they're doing. They know that ESN is in the forest. They know where to find us if they want to, but they prefer to be in the town killing people. And hope of them have brought them. And I hope that all of you are aware of the consequences of the actions of Hope Uzodema, a 419er from Lagos, a thief and a criminal, that the Janjaweed imposed upon you people. Very, very sad indeed. And in that same zoo, rather than being in the north and fighting the bandits that they created, people that abducted 8 orphans from an Abuja orphanage, you people are not ashamed of yourselves. When are you going to rise up to say enough is enough? Forget Endsars. There must be a revolution. When a Yoruba female preacher was killed, nothing happened. Nothing happened. There was no compensation. But Arewa Consultative Forum, they have the guts to say that people who are killers should be compensated. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. I mean, in the past, people used to say that it was an Igbo man. Igbo man, you know, they very cleverly pointed you to an Igbo man, pointed you to Ipob, to Nnamdi Kanu, people for you to take out your frustrations on, whereas they are busy colonizing you, not even subjugating you in your own land. That was what the Fulanese have done very, very cleverly. It is only now that our brother Bayo Oluwasomi is now saying that Fulani have now launched a genocidal war against the Yorubas. What goes around does invariably come around. And even in Ogun State, the Fulani headsmen are still brutalizing people and shattering the jaws of women. And who are the people responsible for this reign of terror in the name of the diseased and dying one Nigeria? In a country where the Fulani is a minority. History will always repeat itself. Buhari came in 1983 and destroyed lives and killed people. He was overthrown, thankfully, by Babangida. And in 2015, you people brought him back. And I managed to publish the names of those who are responsible for the, should I say, the mess that Nigeria is in today. It's on my page. You can go and read it. But there is something that I want to point out this evening, because it seems to me that my friends in Yoruba media, they know the truth, but they know how to dance around it. You know, They say that these, Makinde has been paralyzed by fear. Paralyzed by fear. The Janjaweed got to him. He said, Governor, that's what they do. Oh, do you want to stay there? Do you want to go staying there? Then do something. Do something now and protect Fulani. We are all one Nigeria. That's what they always do. That's why Makinde came out to start talking rubbish. But the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dare, has advised the Oyo State Governor, Sheyi Makinde, to be more proactive and decisive in handling the civil situation in the state. That's what they do. Once you go into power, you are in power. You don't want anybody to actually interfere or interrupt the flow of money in name of allocation coming to you. Because of that, you do everything you can to cling on to power. And that most times means doing what will please the Fulani. And that is why Yoruba forests today have been taken over by Fulani Janjaweed. And in the north, the same bandits that came from Niger Republic, from Mali, from everywhere, these are Fulani, they are giving them Hilux vans and vehicles and millions of naira. They call them repentant bandits. Even the one from Ouagadougou is in Abuja collecting his Hilux and billions of naira in your one Nigeria. That is why if you remain in Nigeria, you are going to die. You are going to perish. And that is the reason why we do what we do. We want to save you. We want to make your lives better. We want to make sure that you enjoy the benefits of freedom the same way that we wish upon Biafran people, not just in Biafra but all over the world. That is why we must join hands together. That is why there must be a revolution, and that is why everybody must support IPOB in what we are doing, and that is why we must bring the zoo to an end, to let the people decide. As Wodo was screaming and barking and saying that their 1999 constitution is evil, who is going to rewrite it? Is it not the people? Because if you keep quiet, Fulani will come up with even a worse version of that very constitution. I preached it before, and I'm sure somebody posted it or commented upon it yesterday. Go to that constitution, and you will see the mess that your lives are today is as a direct result of a constitution written by a Fulani man for Fulani people in order to dominate you. That is why everybody must rise up and be part of what we are doing. That is why everybody must rise up and support what IPOB is doing. And if you have a relative in the Nigerian army and they are busy killing innocent people on the streets, know that there will be a payback time for them. We will not forgive. We are not going to lament. I'm not going to complain or cry. You went to all, you killed people and you did this and you did that. Anything you do to us, we are going to revenge. I'm saying it live so the whole world can hear me. That thing you want, you're going to get it. And there are a few special announcements I would like to make. There are new USA National Financial Secretary, Mrs. Latina McPeters, and also our Asset Recovery Officer is Dr. Nelly Ofebu. The rest will be put in place. And please, we must note that we have 4 independent regional coordinators in the United States of America, and the names, rightly so, are Central Regional Coordinator, Pacific Regional Coordinator, Eastern Regional Coordinator, Mountain Regional Coordinator. They are all independent. We must make this very, very clear, please. And you also know that we are doing a very fantastic job, and our land is safer today than it was yesterday. That I can assure you. The zoo will try everything they can to intimidate. That it is in their nature, but we are not going to capitulate. We are standing very tall and very firm because the land of Biafra must be protected at all costs. And that is precisely what we are doing. And with that, we have come to the end of our presentation this very evening. I thank you all for listening, and I'm sure you have noted down very important and critical points for you to research at your leisure. Or you can come back to my page to go through all the links and the videos that we have published to prove to you irrefutably that the Fulanis are out to conquer, to subjugate, to kill, to pillage, and to drive us away from our lands, and we're going to allow it. Once again, thank you very much for listening. From me, from here, with every love in my heart, it is good evening. Thank